some of them was like it would like the voice would come in right away, and some of them was like poosh. I know I got to do it, and so it was like if I used the timer, I threw it myself off for those.
Right.
For the ones that were right away, I had to do the timer, or I was tripping over my mouth. Anyway. Whoa.
I was a little disappointed that I didn't get any feedback from Jessica when I ISO'd Elsie from the feed.
Oh yeah, how come you didn't even notice? Mind you, you didn't. Did you hear what John sent?
No,
Jess, you missed it. Oh my gosh, it's such a wonderful clip. It's so serious too. Is there any way you can play it?
I forgot. Wait, hold on. I forgot.
Is there any way I can play it? Here we go.
Yeah, hold on. Nice cans. I have some nice cans, and they're massively huge.
How did you do that?
How did I do it? She said it. What do you mean? How did I do it?
She did not say that.
Yes, I actually did say that. I said it on the feed.
Did?
Yes. Because I was like, can I show you what I was talking about?
That's hilarious.
Let me tell you what I was talking about. I'll show you.
Okay.
I have some nice cans, and they're massively huge.
And as soon as that came out of her mouth, the first thing that popped into her head was me sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm clipping that."
You have to, though. You have to.
She said, "Don't clip that, please."
I mean, what were you talking about? Not your boobs.
This. I was talking
the headphones.
This.
Headphones with cans.
Why would you call them cans?
That's what
they call them. You never heard of headphones being called cans before?
No.
That's what you call. That's what you call headphones.
All right.
You call them cans. These are my fancy ones from Shore. They sent them to me. Aren't they beautiful?
They are nice looking. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice cans. See,
nice cans, Elsie.
Nice cans. I know, and nobody was even able to see me on those. But sure. But those are great. So those are my monitoring
of
headphones.
All things. Why cans? Why?
That's what they're called.
I don't
know.
Who knows?
Since when are they called cans? These are cans.
Forever.
Babe. These
are like that's the first time I heard cans like that was in podcasting. People were talking about the cans.
Mm-hmm.
So, how about that?
Like a can dance.
Like a
can. Well, we should get ready to record. Let's get ready to
the
record button.
Let me get all the pieces together.
Hold on, Scott. Come here.
It's an old radio term. Cans. Oh, she muted her mic.
Did she? Oh, she's talking to.
Yeah, she's talking to Scott. We're not allowed to hear.
Oh, okay.
No, I just wanted to get me a drink.
Oh.
Hold on. I gotta see. Wait, how did I record?
I mean, I wanted to record 3. I did one. Onezo.
I can't imagine.
It takes forever. How does anyone make a living doing this? I can't understand.
Well,
they have the entire thing like absolutely set up, like for sure. Oh, man.
I mean,
not only that, you get better at it. You get faster the more you do it.
It's not set up. I used this. I swung it up. I swung it down. I moved it over here. I moved it over here. It's not as if I'm not set up. It's just, I think they must have a cameraman.
We're still talking about cans.
I know.
Oh, wow.
It's my favorite one. I think it's even better than this one I had. Where's the one I had before?
It's the I have naughty thoughts.
That's even better than
that. I was so serious about that. It's an old radio term. See, this next song's about.
Let's see.
Jess, I have naughty thoughts.
Oh, it was Jess. I have naughty thoughts.
Yes, you do.
Where did I thought I had the one in here where she.
We're not telling. Anyway,
We're not
I
telling
hear about her
what it is.
panties before too. I guess I took that one off the board.
Oh my
Because
god.
that one there, it's just too close. It's too easy for me to get to, and I sometimes I can't help myself. I go for the joke.
You go for it.
Mhm.
I now have this. I have a 27-inch screen in front of me now. I feel incredibly.
Well, I am buying a new Mac Mini with the M1 chip,
Yeah, that's what I have. I have one too.
and I'm going to buy a 39-inch monitor.
A what inch monitor?
39, I think. It's either 30,
Oh my gosh.
30, I think it's 39. 39-inch curved monitor for up here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Stevie, I'm so glad that it's you. I was like, this next song's about. Thank you. This next song's about. Like, it is very hard to say that to people. Thanks so much for being here. This next song's about. That's really hard to say in one word.
All right.
Where is the ad for Linktree? Is it in there? I don't see it.
Oh,
where'd it go? I like that you already have it in there. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna move it.
Yeah, move it over.
I found it.
You're back. There you go.
And then we have another one, actually.
My lovely other half said that he was having trouble logging into Facebook, and he sent me a tweet that said that something's happening. People aren't being able to log in for whatever reason. I don't know.
Oh no!
Yeah, so
somebody's not going to be able to argue about there's a cat loose in the neighborhood.
Hey, come on now.
Nobody's going to be able to post their wordy things.
They're wordy things. They're wordy things.
Wordle things.
Wordle. Oh, Wordle. Yeah. Well, I mean, good for them. He made some serious cash now. That's amazing.
Hey, that's what I say.
That's good for him.
That's capitalism, baby.
Capitalism. All right. So, Jess.
Yo.
Yes, we're doing the ad for Linktree. Yes, we are doing that. Okay. And then
weird. You know, my hair always looks so good, but not on StreamYard. Can we use Zoom or something that has like a
filter?
I looked good until I came on here, and it's like the facade that I live in can no longer be.
You're all blurry anyhow, so.
Am I? Hold on.
Yeah, I think it's not. I think that something happens with the C920s whenever you start to use it a lot. Thank you so much, Stevie. We take all the birthdays. Oh, look. We can see the hands working right now. What are you doing?
Don't know.
What is happening?
Oh, she's going to wipe the screen, wipe the camera down.
Oh, okay. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. It's a little. Didn't do a thing.
Nothing. Did literally
nothing.
I'll have a new camera tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to be
useful for this show, but whatever.
Hold on one second. I'm going to switch really quick. Okay. I switched it out.
Scott gave me a drink without a lid, which means he must have a lot of faith in my clumsiness today.
He has it. All right. So are we ready to rock and roll? And we can talk about because this is I'm using my new setup now, Jess. I have all my
all right. We have to press record.
Yes, we do.
Very, very fancy and good.
Are we ready?
Okay, good. Hold on.
Yes,
I gotta find
I'm ready.
Account. Okay. Yes, I am ready.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, press record.
Okay.
All right, and just say okay.
Okay.
All right, ladies, you can do whatever you want now. I'm ready to go.
Already.
Not having a Zoom filter is demoralizing. Thank you, Amber. You know what it is? Freckles and like glare happening.
I'm just gonna break it to you. Once you get the fancy camera, there is no filter that could filter out all the things. Let's put it that way. I've been on Zoom with the filter and the fancy camera, and it is so fancy that you can see everything.
Okay, well, that just means I need better makeup then, like more.
I mean, super extra.
More. Yeah, like I need. What's it called?
Well, the best thing StreamYard ever did was make it where I can talk and not be on camera. That's the best.
I know. You know what else I will probably do is not put my makeup on until I'm about to sit down here, because like I put makeup on, but it was like 5 hours ago. Like I don't know where that shit went. It probably
Got sucked into your face.
yeah, just yeah,
get it.
or just it just with me fussing with my computer or my sleeve or
Well,
So-
now Amber saying no more HD. I can tell you this, that it's not going to be HD. It's going to be 4K. And then you will really be like, oh my God. Oh my God. So
Ooh.
I've been just letting myself get used to seeing my face with all of its
What a terrible idea.
things. I'm getting used to it. So,
I mean, we'll
All
just
right,
have to get used to it.
so
Stevie's
Stevie has a
asking-
question. Do you want to answer, Stevie?
Sure. So what you do is
Wait, hold on. Before you say that, let's read the question because people are listening, and this is probably going to stay in the show a little bit, maybe here and there.
All right,
So,
then hold on.
oh wait,
So no, we're not
No.
even recording yet because we
Oh.
haven't even played the music and did the thing. So we'll answer that as soon as
Okay.
we do the music.
all right, here, let's go. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Just waiting for it to turn down a little bit, and there we go. My cue is like it is so ingrained that I cannot start until I hear anyway. Hello. Welcome to She Podcasts episode. I don't know. No, just kidding. Episode 345.
Woohoo.
Episode 345. I am your co-host, Jessica Kupferman, and with me, as always, the very zoomed in and detailed Elsie Escobar.
Woohoo! How does it feel to have
How
a co-host
was-
that's in her 50s now?
I was just gonna say, how was your birthday?
Oh, it was so
50th
great.
birthday.
It
You
was great.
know, I had a little bit of a panic this morning, not because you're 50, but because I met you 11 years ago when you were like 39. And 11 years from now, oh God, I don't even want to say it. You'll be
What?
61. You'll be 61. 60.
okay. Hey, listen,
60.
I had so many people commenting that the 60s are better. I had
60.
one of the artistic director, Donovan Marley, who was part of the Denver Center Theater Company when I was working there. He, and I put my happy birthday post on my thing, and he commented, he goes, just 85 is even better. I was like, yeah, baby. He was so cute.
That doesn't freak you out that you're close to
No.
60? Do you not fear
No.
death?
Yes, I'm
Well,
60.
I mean, I don't think I fear death. I just know it's closer. Listen, hold on. I got to let the cat out.
What do you
Pause.
mean? Oh, she's letting the
I'm
cat
s-
out while we're recording. What the fuck's happening right now?
It's called an edit point. So
That's
I'm
new.
60. I'm 60. Should I worry now? Yeah, you're right.
No,
I
are
think
you
you're
afraid
right.
of death?
Listen,
What's that?
no, it's like, no. I had to let the cat out because if not, he's going to start scratching at the door or eating my
Probably
cords.
pee all over the wall.
Yeah,
I had to
that's
guess.
not good.
Boys don't
Anywho.
fuck around. Anyway,
I am perfectly happy being my age. I think it's fantastic. And I really don't, I think it's just lovely. It's lovely. Anyway.
I must have a terrifying fear of death. Terrified. I am terrified to die. I
Well,
can't
are you
imagine
sitting
myself
around-
dead. I don't
Listen.
know who will be left here when I'm dead. I would like to be so old when I die that I don't even know it's happening and I pee my pants and then I die.
Why do you pee your pants and then you die? I think you should die
Because
and then
old
pee
people
your
that
pants.
old have no continence. I want to be delirious and incontinent. And probably I'll have a full beard by then because I'll have
Oh my
no
God. All right.
estrogen anymore.
Dude. Okay, enough.
Thank
Enough
you.
talking about this. I don't want to talk about death and fearing death. Let's
Hold
talk
on.
about other things.
We
What?
can't talk about fearing death.
Not right
Fine.
now. I just was
All
talking
right.
about my birthday and I was all
You're
happy.
no fun.
And then
No, I'm just
I'm
kidding. I'm
afraid
joking.
of dying and death.
Okay,
Are you
tell
not
me
afraid
about your
of
50th birthday. How are you feeling? How did it go? What did you do? What did you purchase? Tell me all the things.
Well, no, I don't. I think I didn't go anywhere. Obviously, I'm still in my home. I was just in the house. I went outside and messed around with one of my presents to myself ish,
Mhm.
which is the Sony ZV-E10, which is the camera that I'm using at this moment with its fancy 16mm lens. And I went outside and I used it as a camera for a little bit, although it is since I have never used a DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera ever. And then I'm so used to
I haven't
using
either.
my phone. It was a whole other thing. So I'm
It
sitting there
is?
trying to figure out how to, yeah, because on the phone I can get the shots super easy. When I can see the screen is so much bigger and much more vibrant that I can see so much more. And the screen is smaller, and the reach from the camera, the lens of the camera in the iPhone and the lens of the camera of the Sony is different. Also, it deals with light differently. So if there's too much light, it whites things out and it kind of doesn't make it as rich. Whereas the iPhone camera is able to do all of those things on its own because of the stuff that's in it. So you do have to like learn how to use the thing. Given that though, I had a good time playing with the thing. I'm sitting there trying to take selfies of myself and seeing how I'm going to be able to. I just wanted to see what it looked like. So that's what I did. And my child made me a wonderful lava cake all on her own because I asked
I
her
can't
to.
believe it. Did you asked her
So
to make
good.
you one, and she did.
Well, and she did. No,
and it
because
was
she made
edible. I'm
one
impressed. This is
2
Hunter,
years
right?
ago. She made it. She made it 2 years ago. And
Well,
I was
I wouldn't have
surprised by
eaten that one.
how delicious it was. And so I said, it was so delicious
Right over
that
there, too.
I remembered everything about it, and I kept harassing her. And so then on Friday, I was like, can I have that lava cake that you made for my birthday? Please, please, please. So then she goes, yes. And she went shopping all by herself. Like when we went to the grocery store, she and May went. They got all of the ingredients themselves. She made a list all on herself. She cooked the entire thing all by herself, and it was
Wow,
so good.
cool.
So that was a delicious thing. But now I'm all set up. So essentially, my birthday gift to myself was all of the tech that I have. I have
Yeah. So tell us,
another.
unless
I
you
have
don't want
another.
to tell us.
No, I have a key light here. I have a Elgato key light, a mini key light over here.
Elgato.
Well, I think that they say Elgato because I'm not sure it's El Gato as in like the cat. I think it's Elgato altogether. I don't think it was named for the cat. And then I have, so I have that camera, and then I have these like things that I pull up, like that I have in front of me now where I can attach all kinds of stuff because I wanted to see if I can put my iPhone on one of the things or the iPod.
Can you show it to
I see
us,
the
or is it
iPad.
too busy being used?
Let me see if I can do this real quick. Because now I have two cameras. I mean, the cameras are here. I will. This is how fancy I am. Check this out. I'm gonna switch.
You're the fanciest person I know right now.
I know, right? It's gonna be kind of neato. Okay, y'all. Different camera now.
Okay.
That's my camera.
Is it as big as you? Is it as tall as? Oh, that's pretty big. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the one that it's on that light. And then I have this one here. This is my key light.
What is the key light? Ooh.
See?
You must have a big room for your office.
Pretty nice. And then I have this screen. Look at that.
What's happening there? Whoa.
That's my computer screen.
But how come it has? Is it because you're sharing? Oh, you're sharing it. Got it.
Yeah. So there's that. That's my screen. And then the only thing though, I had to like, whenever I stand, I have to put this on this is a stool that I put my keyboard on top of, and then my mouse track on top of here, because when I'm standing, it changes. So the height of it changes. Hold on, let me change my camera. So what I was holding was this. I have the smaller camera. So now, and what I'm currently using to come in here is the virtual camera that I'm running through Ecamm. So Ecamm is in there, and then I can have two cameras. So I can really easily change camera angles. Hello, everybody. How's it going?
I'm gonna book time on your calendar so you can teach me how to do all this shit.
Yeah. And then like that I just have 2 cameras at the same time. But that's going to
That's
give me
crazy.
an
The other one had so much better lighting. Go back to the other one, can you?
Yeah, which one?
How did you do that with Ecamm?
This is Ecamm, yeah. I'm on Ecamm right now. I'm on virtual cam.
Show the other angle.
You're not going to just tell her that the
This?
C90 that's the better one, you think?
Yeah,
Better
no,
lighting.
this is not the better. The lighting on this is just that this doesn't have as much light. Like the thing is with this camera, you need a lot. Like this is like fairly bright already. This is
Yeah.
like you saw how big. Look at how the light on this thing already.
I
And
know.
the other one,
it's ginormous.
And
It's
I have
very
this.
harsh.
Mhm.
The Logitech camera is light's very harsh. Your picture's very harsh that way. This one, the new camera, it's got like a warm glow to it.
Yeah. And I can turn this light on a little, like bring this a lot of light, but it needs a lot of light in order for this to look like this. Now, the thing that's really wonderful about the camera that I'm using right now, the C920, the ZVE10, sorry, is that it stays very consistent even if it's nighttime. So let's say there's no daytime coming in through the window, because of the lighting that I have, it like really makes things really super nice and even the entire time. But my favorite thing about it is being able to share things like this. So like these are my other headphones that I just got. These
Your
are
other
my
big cans?
other like that. These are also, but see how nice that is? Look at how
Yeah,
great it like
it
really
is.
focuses the camera, and it immediately focuses it back.
But
So
it's got to be like right in front of you, which means your desk can't be that wide. Like you've seen my office, right? Like my desk is probably too wide to be able to. I can't reach my arms across my desk to the other side, which means I'd have to have it on my desk, the camera.
well, I have it. I just showed you where I had it, Jess.
Yeah, but I'm saying your arms are twice as long as mine. I'm just sort of
See, let's
thinking
see
like
if
you
you
must
can
not have a
see.
very.
Let's see. Here's my face, and there's the light.
Oh yeah, it's right in front of you. All right, yeah, it's arms.
So
length.
it's like, yeah, and it's like attached to this. Look at my messy
Oh
room.
yeah, I forgot you have a desk clamp. Right.
I have a clamp thingy on the ground on there. So
That's right. I forgot.
it's yeah. But yeah, all of those things are the stuff that I've been kind of wanting to get done, because I really want to make sure that we look as nice as possible, especially if we start to make our content, continue to
Yeah, it
be
looks
even
great.
better and better and better. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
you look
nice.
great. It's very good.
I love it. I love it. And I am also, this is going to be really great for doing like more little tutorials for the Rodecaster Pro. If I want to show, especially for our membership, to show where you put the cords and how to set up all this stuff and what you need to do and everything. So it's really nice to be able to do that and to have like those separate angles to be able to like talk to people as they switch around. The only thing that I'm looking for now to add to this mix is a teleprompter. So I would like to get a teleprompter and a stream deck. So those are some of those things. Thank you, Mom. My mom is here. My mom is here. So yeah, all of that stuff. So it's very nice to be able to have all of the things that I get an opportunity to play with. But now you're getting it, Jess. So
I'm getting it. Yep, it'll be here tomorrow, I believe.
My God, you lucky girl. Like I was sitting there waiting forever. But anyway, let us continue on here by getting back into some feedback that we got for episode 344.
Yes, please.
And
Stacey Sims.
Stacey Sims sent us some feedback. Do you want to go ahead and read her what she said? Jessica?
She's
I'm doing
chewing.
it.
She
No, I'm doing it.
Oh my, she's chewing because she's eating in the middle of the show. Great.
Right.
Listen, do you want me to read this or not?
Yes, read it.
Hi there. You asked for feedback about podcasting 2.0 and the tags. I am here to tell you I have no idea what that is. And I'm so busy with my work right now that I will not even search out what it is. I'll just listen to the feed and let you tell me what I need to know. Thanks. P.S. You were spot on with Spotify. Sorry for the pun. No, you're not, Stacey. I'm so glad you brought up the Kara Swisher quote. This is about Spotify's business plan going forward. It is not about specific show content. This is a tech company teetering on being a media company. The latter means more responsibility and possibly less money. If you haven't already, definitely listen to Kara's show Pivot. They had a fabulous discussion last week about why they're keeping their show on Spotify for now and why they're confused and not sure about the future. That is fascinating.
Yeah, I did listen to Pivot. I thought that they did have a very good conversation. So if you all want to, I'll put a link in the show notes. I'll put it in here. I did listen to those folks and stuff, and it seems like, Professor Galloway, he made a decision. He decided to take his show off of Spotify again. It was his own personal decision. He is part of the Vox Media Network, and they supported him in removing his show because he just felt like, no, he presents his case fairly clearly, not only in the latest episode, but the episode before that. So both they release a show every, I think, Tuesday and Friday for Pivot.
Ooh.
And so on both shows, they covered this whole thing. But I think that, again, people are still covering this entire conversation strictly from the Rogan Spotify angle versus how it affects podcasting and how it affects podcasts. So I want you to really start to think about it from the perspective of you as a podcaster, not necessarily you, because the other stuff is just your opinion, just what Jess, actually, you really talked about it last time. It's like, it's either this or that if you're talking about it in the mainstream, but nobody's talking about it, how it's really affecting podcasting in general, particularly, again, people who are disenfranchised, that never really, maybe people who don't have iPhones, people who don't have the ability to leave a platform altogether because it is actually the thing that's giving them the most amount of money. Maybe there's a lot of podcasters who are podcasting for free, all of those things. Audiences that are outside of the US. Them? How does it affect
in what way?
You? Yeah. And so,
like, how would it affect disenfranchised?
Like people's voices, people who are like, there's a lot of people who just started podcasting or who just started to listen to podcasts, and the only place that they listen is in Spotify. There's a lot of people who,
but Spotify's not going away. So what is your fear for them?
Because the podcasters, if they are removing their show, because the people who are, if you decide you're going to take your show out, then that means that these people aren't getting your show anymore.
But why would they have access to Spotify and not Apple or not Google or not something else?
Because maybe there are some folks that only listen on Spotify, and maybe they don't have an iPhone. That's step one. And they may, they not be able to listen to a podcast outside of Spotify or something like that. There's not
of such people?
Yes, people who are living outside of the US.
But they have internet.
Yes.
So logic dictates that they could probably listen somewhere else besides Spotify.
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like one of those things where even now there's people who are refusing to leave where they usually listen to stuff, correct? If you go
refusing to leave is not the same as unable to access.
Right. Correct. But then there are times when maybe you never know how this is going to affect stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Well, so usually when you talk about the disenfranchised and we're referring to whether or not they have access to technology or the internet, I'm right there with you. But I can't imagine why disenfranchised people would only have access to Spotify. That makes no sense to me.
No, it's not that, Bubby. Look, I called you Bubby.
Because I'm your kid, as usual.
Because you're my kid. No, I'm saying that there are a lot of people, again, we talked about the fact that there's folks that don't even realize that their RSS feed can go to all of these different places, that have built an entire ecosystem around.
You're talking about show creators.
Ecosystem. Creators, yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's different.
And then there's that. And also, there's a lot of audiences, again, that only listen in Spotify. I know that they have the choice of going elsewhere to listen to stuff. Absolutely. I understand that. But you never know how it's going to affect people when you're forcing them to like switch, is all I'm saying. And I'd rather not focus on the issue of Rogan and more on the issue of podcasting and what the ripple effect it's going to have on the industry itself. Because there's a lot of things that we haven't talked through as an industry, and it's not as easy as just like, as what everybody like, yeah, you don't understand like the complexity of so many different things for, especially for a lot of different companies. Like I would just not, I'm just not into it at all.
I mean, unless they decide to censor him for some reason or stop their business plan of paying people bajillions of dollars to do one episode of their show, I'm not really sure how it affects our audience specifically, because
Not ours. Like ours, we're the least
even the
impacted
industry.
by this. Well, like at
how
least
is the industry itself, what they're doing, dynamic ad insert, anything that they do on those larger channels, it's not really affected our show in any way. It
Correct.
never has.
You're right.
And I guarantee that if you're listening out there and you have a show and you've been creating it and producing it yourself, it's not affecting you at all either.
It might there's a lot of people who actually like Jess, we talked about this. We happen to not have a large audience on Spotify, but there are a lot of podcasts out there that have a much wider audience inside of Spotify. But Stevie brings another point into the mix there. They say, I'm glad that this whole conversation is opening up issues with Spotify in that they don't compensate musicians and artists fairly. But it's irritating that it's taken this to get there. To Stacey's point, they are a publishing platform and they are curating content. JRE is something they pay for and they have a responsibility for that product. And I think that what's good. So let me like rephrase in terms of what Stevie's bringing to the table and how that's going to affect the rest of the podcasting industry too. There are a lot of, there's actually a lot of podcasting platforms now. Some of them, I believe, Audio Boom, I believe Acast. There's a couple of other ones I think as well that are, they have been historically, their business model was being a podcast host, but then they started to acquire podcasts. And so they are also having them
like for distribution only?
For distribution.
Like
well, not for distribution. For distribution, but not distribution only. Like they are the ones that are creating not exclusive distribution, creating creating the shows,
okay.
giving money for them for that, getting them ads, making sure that they're, so they're doing a bunch of extra stuff. So these famous or these high level tiered podcasts are being essentially paid for, right? So the podcast hosting company is paying them to create the content. They can monetize the content, like all of that stuff. They're being more exclusive in the for that specific company, but that doesn't mean that they are exclusive to being distributed only right in that one place. It's not that they can go everywhere, but it's more like exclusivity for, I guess, sales or whatever, right? So that's been happening. So there's a lot of, companies who are not creators of content that are now in this media place, like they're becoming media companies that are doing all the things, not only hosting media, not only selling ads for them, but also helping them create the show and marketing the show and doing all of those extra things. So those lines are starting to become blurred in that we are now moving from one thing to the next. And a lot of these podcasting companies are sort of becoming a little bit more of an ecosystem. So given the conversation that's happening with Spotify, can those lines, will they forever be blurred? Will it be one of those things where, I don't know. Well, they could be put to task for, shows that they have on there with them or creating their stuff.
I mean, do you think that there's all this hullabaloo because of the content or because it's so popular?
I personally think it's because it's so popular. It's because of the influence that Rogan has, right?
But if it was influence about shoes, nobody would care.
I would, yeah. If it was influence about shoes, if it's when it starts to cause harm, which is what we talked about in the last interview. Like, when do you get big enough for you to be responsible for what you're saying, right? When is the responsibility a thing?
Oh, I think he feels very responsible for what he's saying. He just didn't want to piss off Neil Young.
Oh, be quiet.
But I think that he knows and knew and exactly what his stance is, and so does Spotify. He's been conservative forever. That hasn't changed just because he went on Spotify. And right now, being conservative to a lot of people also means spreading misinformation or denying science or whatever else. Like, I mean, to many liberals, that's what that means. It means, if you're conservative, it also means you are living in a dreamland or some kind of like faux reality or something. And I think that's not the same as, I mean, it has to be the content. It's not just Joe. I think it's,
Right.
I think it's the content. And I think, yeah, if it was about shoes, it wouldn't be an issue. But because it's this, I think any of those places you just mentioned, Acast, Audio Boom, they'd have a big problem.
Yeah,
if they had a show
exactly.
like this.
So, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it's already creating a new precedent in the way that content is seen and handled. And
did you say president?
Precedent, yes.
Or precedent, yeah.
Yeah. In the way content is handled inside of podcasting itself, and which actually brings me into the next. It's very interesting that this has come out here, but I'm just going to bring this up. That we were going to talk about there's something that came upon my radar, my radar, called the Independent Creator and the New Creator Manifesto. And it's neat. I'm not sure exactly like what it is as of now. I believe it's very neat. It's like, do you want to show, do you want to show the screen for this thing?
Yeah, I can show it. Yeah.
So essentially the TLDR, which is right at the top of the page of newcreatormanifesto.com, it says TLDR, the creator economy will never be the same. The independent creator is here. And I there's a download, which I have not downloaded, from dependence to independence, the white paper. And I think it's all kinds of independent stuff. There's a rallying cry. They have the manifesto here. It says they own, they don't rent, they go niche, not broad. They invest in community, not audience. They build their own network effect, not a content conveyor belt. It's the New Creator Manifesto. So this is sort of feeling like it's where a lot of creators are wanting to really like claim their power, because there are so many places that are paying you money exclusively. There's a lot of platforms who have all of that extra cash to acquire things, and then you are kind of beholden to work with that platform in a way that maybe is not reflective of the things that you have going on. Mm-hmm. And being able to, they're just laying it out here that there's a lot of different ways to do stuff, how to create your own thing versus being owned by other places. And it's a very interesting movement. I kind of dig it. I have to see what that download is, because I did not download the white paper, and I'm not even sure who put all this together, really. So I'm curious, or maybe it's a tweet. I'm actually not even sure how you even get it.
Wait, you can't even download it.
I know, I'm confused.
Free to download.
I don't know. It says free download. Yeah, I don't know if it's.
Oh, there it is. I think I just clicked the wrong area. I guess.
Yeah, it's about, oh my goodness, it is a 23-page white paper,
Holy
which I
Maguzala.
haven't like looked at too much, but it looks
This
like
is
very
about
well thought
this
out.
is about content creation, including influencers, not
Right.
bloggers, it's like YouTubers and influencers, I'm guessing.
Yep. So anyway, I think that there's a lot of conversations
Interesting.
that are going to be happening from this kind of stuff, because you'll start to notice that let's take away the problem or how problematic Rogan is, right? Because he is in so many different ways, he's a problem. But let's just have him be just a person, like no name, like just a person. And to have him be in a position where his livelihood, and I mean, again, I'm not just, please don't just refer to Rogan. I'm trying to make this as a generalized thing, like as a human person who there's all of this stuff happening in the world and his livelihood might be impacted, or he might have his stuff removed from wherever platforms are. If there was from the beginning, an establishment of his own independence from some larger entities to essentially fund him, he wouldn't be in this position to be able to execute on a lot of these things. Yeah, if he would have had his own, if he would have he would have avoided all this if he would have just kept doing what he was doing in the first place.
He wasn't making nearly as much money, and neither was Spotify. Did you know that an ad on his show costs $1 million?
Yeah.
That's like the same shit as the Super Bowl.
It's like, yeah. And
That's
probably
crazy,
more
man.
impactful. Probably more impactful.
Probably is
No,
more
I'm serious.
No,
Because
I know.
You know, podcast advertising. Everybody knows who's podcast. Who, you know,
I know.
Advertisers. Speaking of advertisers, don't we have one for this show?
Yeah, we got a couple. Okay. First, we got to tell you about the Linktree. So,
Yes.
Linktree, if you wanted to thread together everything you do online with a single link, you can do it because of Linktree. You grow your audience platforms, share your entire online world, and monetize all the work that's getting that attention from your audience. Creators, brands, and businesses all over the world have trusted Linktree to curate their digital universes. It's time to see, let's name drop. It's time to see why users like Selena Gomez, Glennon Doyle, and Gwen Stefani those are interesting choices. Run their online lives through Linktree. Go to linktree.com and get 3 months of Linktree Pro with the coupon code ShePodcast. So 3 full months of the Pro level if you just use our code ShePodcast. And what is it? Basically, you put in all the links that you want people to see. Then they give you one link. You put that link in your bio for what the hell's happening? You put that link in your bio instead of, whatever offer you've got going on. And this way people can just click that and all the information you want them to have is there. It's really great. Linktree.com, promo code ShePodcasts.
Mal, just to let you guys know a little bit more about some of the stuff that you get with the Pro, which is really neato, is that you can track performances. You can track performances on links that you put out there, which is very, very, very cool. And one of the ways that you can track this stuff is like by changing the link, if you will, over the stuff that you're sharing inside of like Twitter or Instagram or things like that, when you can see your link tree there and you see which one clicks where the most. That's really cool. You can keep all of that stuff. Plus, you can remove the link tree logo, which is kind of neat because that's like, it's nice to take the branding off of your things. But it also connects to like Google Analytics and Zapier and Facebook and TikTok pixels. I'm just saying that you could use it for that. There's a lot of times that people use Linktree not just on Instagram, but you can use it in all of the different places. You can use it on Twitter. You can use it on Facebook. You can use it on TikTok and be able to get all that stuff in there. So yeah, and it can actually cross-post a lot of the stuff that is run via like an RSS feed. So if you have your podcast, you can add your RSS feed to Linktree and it automatically just updates it inside of the little landing page that you get. So there's all of these really fun things that you can definitely do with Linktree, and it is delicious. I love Linktree. Okay. Moving on.
Next.
Hello. I want to say a really quick shout out to Barry for sharing our latest episode 344 on Twitter, because I just love the work that she's doing out there in the space. That's Podcast in Color. And if you're not following Barry, please do, because why are you not? She always offers a completely different perspective than the general, I would say, industry folks out there. And I consider her to be incredibly wise. So please go ahead and follow her over at Podcasts in Color on Twitter and on Instagram, because she is also active on Instagram. And I don't know, I know you've finally met some of the folks over at Afros and Audio and the Black Podcasters Association. So these two organizations, the Black Podcasts, it's very hard to say, the Black Podcasters Association and Afros and Audio merged their amazing forces together, and are creating this really amazing support for Black podcasters out there as a whole. Please check them out. If you haven't already, head over to blackpodcastersassociation.com. And if this association is if this is your place, when you head over there and you go, my God, my people are here, go ahead and sign up. Go ahead and become a member. They are doing some incredible stuff. Talib and Corey are working together, and Latrice Simpson Richards, all doing so many wonderful things over there. Please attend. There is so much care taken to educating Black podcasters that these folks are putting together. It is absolutely one of the most important things ever. And if it's not you, maybe these ever. If these are not like, if obviously if you're not a Black podcaster, but you do want to support them, you can always donate some money to some of these communities that are out there, because they are incredibly important to the podcasting space as a whole. So please.
Agreed.
Oh my God.
All right. Okay. Next we have a tooltip. Well, before we talk about a tooltip, I just wanted to tell you guys about something really quick, and just give Elsie a minute to stop talking.
Yes,
unless
you.
you don't. Yeah, it's just you sound exhausted. You can take that out of our show. Before we go on to the next thing, I wanted to tell you about something that our partner Tracy DeForge has put together. It is a super cool 90-day launch your podcast manager business course. So if you are wanting to offer tech or admin services to help podcasters launch, manage, and grow, this is a complete certification program with 14 modules of training, workbooks, templates, a Facebook community, bi-weekly coaching calls, weekly live Q&A sessions to help new and soon-to-be podcast managers lay a solid foundation for a sustainable and profitable podcast management business. So those of you who, it doesn't even matter if you are podcasting or not podcasting. If you want to help others do it, this is a great course. Go to shepodcast.com/mypodcastbiz and check it out. Tracy does a lot of our training in our membership. So according to us, she really knows what she's talking about. She's very, and they have a business, Produce Your Podcast. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yep.
Produce your podcast, which does all this stuff, and they've been successfully doing it for years now. So if you want to learn how to do that and also have your own, online business, you can get clients from all over the world. shepodcast.com/mypodcastbiz. It's going to be really cool. And it's like a certification program. Like it's like a, official certification program.
Very
Pretty
cool.
exciting stuff if you guys want to do that. Okay. Now let's see what's happening.
It's a tooltip.
Elsie's tooltip. Heyo. See how many subscribers and followers your podcast has in every app. Your fans are using dozens of apps. Some of them reveal how they're performing. Use this tool to see all of them. Is it free?
I believe it's free. Now, I do. I mean, it's a little misleading because it says
I
use
knew it.
this tool to see all of them. No, you can see some of them, not all of them.
All right.
But it's still kind of neat. You want to check it out.
I'm typing our thing in right now.
Okay.
Okay. Or She with Jordan comes up first. Okay. Subscribers and followers. That's very interesting. Podcast Addict is the most popular by far.
I know, and I think, and that's I think Podcast Addict is, well, this is what I'm saying, but you have to remember, Apple Podcast is not on here, Spotify is not on here, Overcast is not on here, Castro is not on here, Stitcher is not on here. Like, there's 5.
There's 5.
There's 5. There
1,
are
2, 3, 4, 5,
hundreds
6
of podcast apps.
Well,
there's hundreds of them.
Okay, and it's not free. If you go to pricing.
Oh, is that where it says gives you all the rest of them?
Yeah. So for $99 a month, you get 100 searches a month, 3 lists, which are
100 searches.
Lists.
What does that even mean?
This says searches. Like if I want to search, like if I want to look up like the feed or whatever competition I think I have, I can find out how many things they have. And then also, this says you can create target lists of podcasts because you can export them to a CSV file. Save any search as a dynamic list and share it with your team. For example, Spanish language podcasts with over 5,000 listeners founded in the past year. What?
And how do they get that?
I don't
information
know.
Where is it coming from?
It doesn't say. It just says podcasting is growing. Try Rephonic for free. Podcasting is growing fast. Get the info and contacts you need to pitch podcasts at a scale and get the word out. What? What? Okay, so for $150 more, you get 500 searches a month, 50 lists, 20 concierge credits. A concierge service lets you ask our team of researchers, go find the best and most up-to-date information for any show, saving you hours of time and effort. So I have to pay $150 to ask someone on their team to give me the most updated information when they, on their homepage, tell you to look it up right here because here it is. What?
Well,
what?
I think that there's something else happening here. I think that Rephonic is a specific, the tool itself, I think it's just a fun tool. I think it's one of those things, you know how you created that now, I mean, upon looking at all this, remember when you did that, are you ready for podcasting little quiz? Excuse me. Are you ready for podcast?
Are you ready for sponsors and advertisers?
Yes. That little quiz.
I have that quiz. Yes.
Yeah. And so that is essentially a lead magnet for you. Am I correct? Like that's what it was, right?
It's like you. Yes.
Yeah.
It's also helpful. I mean, I did create it so that it was like insightful, but yes.
Yeah, but it was insightful. And then if like somebody was like, oh, well, neat. And then they're going to go, oh my gosh, who put this tool together? Oh my gosh, it's Jessica Kupferman. Oh, wow. She is so smart. I want to hire her to work with me. So I think that is what this is, where that little landing page we just went into is like a really fun little tool thing where you can go in there and see your show. And then you go, where did this come from? Oh, Rephonic. What is Rephonic? Oh, they find, pitch, and get featured on podcast.
Okay, but I just typed in. So now they sent me to a search where it says I can search by topic, by title, by publisher, or by episode. So I typed in podcasting to see what other shows about podcasting there are. None of these are about podcasting. Last podcast on the left, Criminal, Monday Morning Podcast with Bill Burr, Rooster Teeth, Bill Simmons, and Generation Y. None of they all are, in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are true crime.
Isn't that the case, though, Jess? Isn't that just reality?
How do I find shows about podcasting?
Well,
how to podcast. Let's try that.
School
of Greatness. British History Podcast. What? Come on, man. I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad about this. Whoever built this, I'm sure they're lovely. But
yes,
I'm glad thank you for bringing this to all of our attention. What a useful tool for you to present today. How much did you actually try this out before you
Listen,
decided to-
I just
Did
went
you
on
just
the
come
page.
across it 5 minutes before we got on here? or
No,
what?
listen. I went in there and I thought it was interesting to see like that they got subscribed because people are always looking like, what's my subscriber number? Like, how
You
many
saw
people
our
are subscribed to
numbers.
my show? Yeah,
So
I saw it.
You saw our numbers and then you put it on, but you didn't really like.
Yeah,
do the
I
other
went.
stuff.
I saw our numbers and then I looked at the feeds numbers and I was like, oh, interesting. I like, I mean, the one thing I didn't say, I didn't really obviously subscribe to is that it said all of the place, all of them, which is not true.
Whoa.
There's like 6. And so in those 6, you can see people who subscribe. I don't know how they're finding this information though. That's what I'm wondering. Like, how are they getting this information? Is it via API? And does the platform decide to add their API to there so that they can get that information? I don't know. Anyway, I just thought it was neat because people keep asking us, how do I find how many subscribers you have? Now we can go like, hey, why don't you go over to this little tool and see in these 6, you can see how many people subscribe to your show. Okay.
That ain't right, yo. I say we don't add the link to our show notes for that one.
Okay, we don't add so you guys have to go find it, refine it.
Yep.
And plus
Good luck to you.
we've covered it on the show before. I just
don't
remembered.
remember. Are you sure?
Yes, absolutely.
Not that I
I
would
know we have.
So the next thing is actually useful, I think. Do you have this already?
I
Expand your
actually
reach?
did it. I absolutely did
Oh, you
this
did it?
entire. Yeah, I signed up.
Damn
I
it, Elsie.
attended.
I hate when you're ahead of me in knowledge.
I attended the event, and this was the very, very first time that I've attended an event that I
Ooh.
showed up to.
Excellent.
Because I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to share my screen here.
Yes, please do.
So that you guys can see some of the stuff. And I'm going to put the volume is going to be down, so you guys are not going to be able to hear what's here. But let me see. Why is this not? What's happening here? Oh, it's because I haven't shared my screen. That is why. This is why I don't like to. Oh my God. Chrome tab. Here we go. Doing this. Can you see that?
Yes.
All right. So this is Luria, and this is the behind the scenes. This is how she did it. I just want you to look a little bit at that video.
That looks awesome. Wow.
She had 3, all of these screens on the side. She talks through the entire thing, the background, the cameras that they had going on. Everything was all set up there. She was like, that was her studio. Look at all the screens that they had. They had 2 separate Zoom rooms. They had the speaker going on one side. They had everybody in there so that when the speakers came in, the speakers could actually see the audience and they were completely engaged the entire time. Luria was the one that she just started it all off. Like she was like, we're going to go from here. And like she would present it and then she would bring people on and was able to transfer the entire thing in a live, really super engaged event. Like I have never seen anything that was so well produced for a virtual event. I was like, this is worth it. This is totally worth it. This is the most amazing event that I have ever seen that she did all together there. She obviously had a team, and I just want to look at this. Look at all that. She had everything.
Wow,
all in one place.
cool.
It was unbelievable. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all today because she actually was inducted to the Academy of Podcasters Hall of Fame in my year, so 2017. Luria Petrucci has been around for so long. She's always been on the video side of things, and she is a really amazing educator, and she crafted this event that I actually showed up for, which I've never done. I mean, full disclosure, I have not showed up for any live events like
fun?
this.
I love signing up for
I
those.
actually learned a lot. I took so many notes. She had some really great people in, but the reason that I showed up and the reason that I paid for this is because I was from the get-go intrigued by that setup. So I showed up so that I could to be inspired by the possibilities of what a live an online event like this could be like. And that's why I've invested so much money in the video game right now, because I am over showing up for Zoom calls and not making it better. Like my dreams about being able to teach, especially the She Podcast people that are showing up and being part of our membership is going to be by far above and beyond what anybody else is doing out there. Let's just put it that way, Jess. I am just wanting to do my mom says exactly like our family Zoom. Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, it was so hilarious. I have a story to tell right after this, but Luria was amazing. So being able to see that, it really inspired me to see the possibilities of having something like a virtual event run by Ecamm. By the way, she ran the entire event with Ecamm, and it is like really producing your own show. And going back to what Stevie was talking about, that she has they have a stream deck, and she's used it less and less, but I'm doing some sound effects and it's really handy. The reason that I want the stream deck isn't for sound effects, it's for running the show. So it's the ability to like tap a button essentially and have the screen completely change into a different view, into a different camera without having to sit there and press buttons. It really is just you're being the director of a show, of an online experience, whatever that is, and to be able to do that. Anyway, that is why I like it.
Well, are you going to get it?
I have Ecamm.
No, the Stream Deck.
Oh, I'm going to hold off right now because I guess what I found out. I found out the Rodecaster Pro can serve as a Stream Deck because the buttons that you press on that machine could trigger stuff. So I could actually code the Rodecaster to do that because it supports hotkeys and MIDI setups and stuff. So I have to read up, I have to watch videos, and I have to sit there and go like, okay, let's see if I can do this. But given that though, I'm really excited by trying to figure that out. So I'm very
diving head first into all new tech this week, this month.
Yeah, well, I've been inhaling all of this information.
You have
a little bit at a time, but I loved it. And I just got the videos for this event, and they are phenomenal because they were already pre-done. Everything is beautifully done. Everything, like they pre-did it so that essentially the raw footage that they got was the top type of footage that they could get. So it's already coming out there, and all the videos are around 20 minutes because they told their speakers, you have 20 minutes. That's it. You have 20 minutes, and they have a huge timer. As soon as the speakers would come in, it's a huge timer, and they had to hit it. Like there was no going over. There was just like, okay, and then switching it off. So it was really, really neat. I love that.
Hold on one second. You just dropped a bomb there.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of glazed over it, where you can use the buttons on the Rodecaster Pro as a hot. And where are these videos that you're going to watch to learn how to do?
Hold on. YouTube. Okay, hold on. I just sent it out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually share it with you. Let me see if I can find it, because I just found out about it, because I'm telling you every night. I know that it's not, that you guys think that it's not necessarily fun, but I find it very fun to do research on these things. Like
I think it's fun.
It's very fun for me to do all the research, and it actually like I enjoy that. But here, I'm going to show you, John. I'm going to put it in the
because I'm going to dive right into this too.
I'm going to put it in the chat. Here we go. So that video that I just put in the chat, it's by Tom Buck, and the title is "Use the Rodecaster Pro as a Video Switcher with Ecamm Live." And you can use I think that you can actually figure out how to do it with those buttons. I haven't done it because it's a very technical video, and it's not one that you can, like, you have to watch it versus listen. There's a lot of learning that you can do with videos by just listening to what they're saying. But this one, you have to sit there and look like, what are you pressing? What's the button?
So what was the thing? In the show notes, because that's going out as a link. I mean, if you put it in the private chat, it'll be a link. But when you put it in the public chat, it's just a YouTube.
Oh, okay. It's just a 2%. Like, yeah, I'll put it in the show notes. That's a good one.
And the private chat.
So then you can definitely see that. Oh
Watch.
my gosh. All right. So, but John, since we're talking about tools and whatnot, early on, Stevie asked a question about how you get yourself out of here, right? Essentially, how do you still produce our show and we can't see you? How do you do that on StreamYard? What are your settings?
So on the side of StreamYard, you have 4 settings: comments, banners, brand, private chat, and settings. If you go into settings and in the general settings, it's the second checkbox down, audio avatars. If you uncheck that, when you turn off your camera, you're in here with your audio, but you're not on camera.
Oh.
So I can sit here and I can shut my mic off. I can mute it and I can do other things and get things ready. And then mark things when Jess is rambling along and says, take that out, and then keeps on rambling and hit the marker and do all of that. And you don't see me moving my head around while I'm doing it. It was one of the things that I don't like about live streaming, especially when you're producing a show, is your head's whipping around and you're looking in all over the things, and people don't need to see me on the show. Matter of fact, it's better that I'm not on camera. So this is why I like being back here like this.
It's nice. I mean, it's also, I wish I would have known, because it's so great to be able to give somebody the stage, and just be like, okay, Jess is talking.
And disappear.
And it's just you. Yeah. And it's not that it's somebody's removed. It's just that it's now, this is the.
Right now, I can also
solo the main event.
Oh.
See, now I can solo you while you're talking. I don't do this but I could, sitting back here, I could just, when Jess starts talking, I could solo her. And then when you start talking, I can solo you. But you could hear each other when we were doing it. I don't know if I should do that or not.
I think it's a little too I mean, if we were a little bit more on it, you'd be able to see like, oh, this is when Elsie's going to talk about, if it's a key point that I'm talking about, or that Jess is like transitioning into something else, to be able to have that. It would be really helpful, but I think StreamYard is a little bit, it's harder to.
Yeah, we can try it for the rest of the show.
Oh God, no, because we're done. Because we are finished.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, we had all the things. Okay, did we cover all the things? Yes, we covered all the things.
We did.
Yay!
I think we did. All right. Well, if that's all, I guess we'll say goodbye. So thank you so much for listening and for being with us today on. Oh, look, it's just me on She Podcast. Thank you for listening to She Podcast. If you want to find all the links that we talked about today, go to shepodcast.com. You can also find us on social, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at She Podcast. If you want to give us some feedback, you're welcome to do so. Feedback at shepodcast.com. You can send us audio. You can send us video. You can send us your written words. Yeah, I forget what else I'm supposed to say right now. So, happy Valentine's Day.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yay! And
yay
we will see you next time. Love you.
Mean it.
Bye-bye.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you, Shelly. I was going to try something before. I wonder if before we go.
Yeah.
Jess,
the audio.
Would you be open to this, Jessica? You are on your computer, right?
I am.
Okay.
Jessica,
I haven't had this yet. Can you go here? I haven't tested it out, so we'll see what happens. Can you go there?
Where's there?
I just put it in our. Just go ahead and tap on that. I want to see what happens. And if you disappear, it's okay, because I'm going to bring you through here. I want to see what happens. I haven't done this yet.
What'd you do? Send her. It's not anywhere that I can see.
I sent her a link in the I sent her a link in the messages.
Oh, okay.
I just want to see what happens. Oh, I see somebody's joining. I see Jessica.
Oh, that's weird.
I see Jess.
Full stereo, you guys.
Sorry, I know you have to get out. Get out of the other one. Get out of StreamYard.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll see if I can bring Jess over here.
There she is.
There she is. You want to say hello? Look, you're
can't hear
now.
her.
I'm bringing you in now. How about that?
But we can't hear her.
Oh, you can't hear. I can hear her.
I can't.
You can't hear her?
No.
Interesting.
But you know something? Maybe can they? I would think that you would be able to hear her in here.
Yeah.
And not
Oh,
on
you know what? It's because she's not in. Hold on. It says pre-show. She should be able to come in here though. Huh.
I mean, that's all of Jessica. She's in here.
She's in here, right?
Right. Okay, so Melissa says she can't hear her either. So Melissa's listening on Facebook, so she can't hear her on Facebook, so that's not working.
I have to remove my screen. I don't even know how to do that at this moment. I know. Let's do this.
Okay.
Here we go.
Jessica's back and she's singing now.
And she's singing now. I wanted to see if I could put her side by side, but I don't even quite know how to do that. This is preview mode. Maybe if I do that.
And this is all through Ecamm.
This is all through Ecamm. Can you talk? Can we hear you now, Jess? Yeah. I can hear Jess. I just can't.
You have to get her into the audio part into the feed, and I'm not sure how to do.
Yeah.
See, this is the stuff I dig too. Like I start doing this stuff and then I get aggravated and I come back to it and then I learn.
You can. Oh my God, Jess. Okay, you can go away now, Jess. You can close this out. I don't even know how to make you go away.
All right, we'll see.
Okay, bye. Love you. Bye. I can just kick you out. There we go.
All right, now it's just a blank screen with nobody in it.
Oh, sorry.
So you're going too.
There.
But it's fun to learn how to do all this stuff.
Can you see me? You can't see me?
No. I just see
Oh, well.
it's just a blank screen. All right, so I'm going to end the broadcast.
Yes.
And then we're going to say goodbye.
Okay,
Bye, everyone.
bye.